Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. Before we get into our session, I just want to take a quick moment and thank our sponsor for this video, which is Fume. If you've never heard of Fume before, they are this really amazing device, this no battery, no liquid, nothing spilly, nothing messy, nothing bad for you, but a device that is meant to support breaking bad habits. That could be a myriad of different bad habits. It doesn't necessarily mean just something like an inhalation habit. It can be biting your nails. It could be anything, even like negative self-talk. I think sometimes I find myself just like using this to like change the subject, go stand outside for a sec and take some breaths with my Fume device. Basically, it's this wonderful design, super fidget friendly. It has a magnet there, so it's really fun to have in your hand or pocket if you're, a fidgety person. Not only can you sort of slide it out like this, but you can also twist it. And it's just a very satisfying feeling. It has a great weight to it, and you essentially just put a flavor core into your Fume here, and you can just inhale it. There's nothing that you're inhaling. It's not a vapor. It's not a oil or anything. Again, it's a fragrance. It's a it's a taste. It's just like a nice flavor to get you to breathe, and use this to replace a bad habit with a neutral habit. What I like to personally use this for is it sounds really gross. It sounds really, really gross. But at like picking at things, not just my nails or like sorry, it's disgusting. I know it's a really bad habit, but I also pick or scratch at anything. If I feel a little bump or some dry skin or something, I like pick at it. I'm not proud of that, but I do. So this is coming in very handy for me when I go to like chew on my finger or something. I'm like, you know what? I don't have to do that. I can do this instead. Let me just put some freaking lotion on my hand or something. So it's a really good pivoting point for me, like taking a breath, which is, aligned to what this is all about, but also like pivoting into something like, okay, let's not chew on your fingers. Let's not pick at that little bump. Put on some lotion, maybe put on a t-shirt if it's bothering you, and let your body heal, and don't let that habit fester, essentially. The flavor cores come in such delicious flavors. We have the maple pepper, which is one of my absolute favorites. It's just a really nice flavor, kind of earthy. I don't know, I really like it a lot. The white cranberry is delicious, very festive, very seasonal. I really enjoy it. And my other favorite is the crisp mint. Oh, it's so good. I feel like it clears my sinus. I don't think it does, but just that minty air, like has that nice sinus feeling, that nice feeling in your lungs. I really enjoy minty things in general. They also have some newer flavors like the sparkling grapefruit, which is super yummy. grapefruit flavor. There's an orange vanilla, which is probably my favorite of the newer flavors that they have. Orangey, citrusy, delicious. They also have a raspberry lemon, which is again another yummy, almost has a mocktail sort of flavor in my opinion. It's really easy to change the core, and it comes with a cleaning kit, so you can clear out the old past scent or flavor that you had previously in your Fume device and give it a little polish. When I first got the Fume device, I didn't know exactly what to expect. I've never seen anything exactly like this before, and the first time I tasted it, I was like, oh yes. Yes, there is a place for this, absolutely. I love the fidgetiness of it, the weight of it, the ease of carrying it around. Again, you don't have to charge it. There's no battery, there's no oil, there's no refills beyond just changing the core, which is super simple. It's really easy to keep bad habits that we have and not even acknowledge these bad habits. Stopping something is hard, but working with Fume and bringing Fume into your life is easy. It's completely natural. It's basically just flavored air. And that sounds so simple, but simple is really what we need when we're kicking some bad habits. If you're looking to quit some habits that you know are not supportive or beneficial to you, or in any way hindering your development, growth, or avatar, then Fume is your friend. So you can head to tryfume.com/thelunanate, or you can scan the QR code, which I'll put over here, and use my code THELUNANATE to get 10% off your order of Fume today. That's tryfum.com/thelunanate and use code THELUNANATE for an additional 10% off of your order. Thank you so very much to Fume for partnering with me on this video. Thank you so much, viewers and subscribers. I just want you to know how deeply I appreciate you. I'm happy to support you in any way, and I want you to know how grateful I am for your support. And now let's get into our session. Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by Lunanate, and I'm creating these hopefully relaxing, sort of meditative, sort of dream work, or potentially meditative, potentially dream work, potentially therapeutic, ASMR style by proxy energy work sessions for you, and I hope that you enjoy. The theme for today is something that has been working really well for me in my personal practice that I wanted to share with you. I, in the past, have dealt with a lot of self-hatred. I still get that voice that comes up like automatically. I know it's not real. I know it's not how I truly feel about myself. It's a groove, like a pathway, a groove in my brain that forms really terrible words against myself and judges myself very harshly and talks down to myself. And it's been there for decades, so it's still kind of like flattening out. Can we get some Botox in this brain pathway, please? So I know that I've made a lot of improvements on that and a lot of growth, and I'm a little proud of myself. And something that's been working recently when that comes up, because there are times, and we just got out of, at the time that I'm creating this, a Venus retrograde. So there was a lot of like physical things that I was picking on myself for, or as we're getting older and our body's changing, or if we're going through things that make our body change, whether that's medications or different lifestyle changes, or pregnancy or hormonal shifts, or whatever, whatever, maybe just getting older. There are things that, change on us that I think it's really easy to pick ourselves apart. And I don't like that, and I don't want to do that. I know better, right? Like, this is my issue in therapy. I'll be like, I know that I should do better with this, but I still did this, kind of thing. So even though I know we know better than to judge ourselves like that, or to pick ourselves apart over some crow's feet or smile lines or stretch marks or whatever it might be for each of us, weight loss, weight gain, whatever. I had a beautiful experience where I was kind of being a little harsh with myself in the mirror. And it dawned on me of, in 5 years, I'm going to look back of, videos of myself now and be like, why was I picking myself apart? Look how cute I was. Look how pretty I was. Look how gracefully I was aging, or whatever, whatever I might think. Or when I'm 60 or when I'm 70, or if I'm, get to the chance to live a long and beautiful life, Am I going to look back on me at 41 and think like, oh yeah, you really were, aging that. Yeah, we can really see it. No, I'm going to love myself. Just like how when you look at a baby picture of yourself, or a picture of yourself in high school, or when you were younger, and you're like, God, I was beating myself up then, or oh, like if I could just give myself a hug. So we often work back in time in these sessions, or at least in my personal practice, and I know I have a few sessions here where we're working back in time to support our inner child. I think I recently made a video about that as well. But instead, how about we shift our focus to the eyes of the crone, or to the eyes of, you know, us 10, 20, however long from now. Or, you know, if you're bold, you know, if you're comfortable with it, shifting your gaze to the disembodied version of self, right? The ethereal version, you know, the limitless version, and see yourself with just love and appreciation, and see like how youthful, and I don't mean that in an age thing, I mean that in an energetic thing, how youthful, how kind, how trying you are, like how you are putting your all into it, or you are doing your best and you're working with what you have, and show ourselves that compassion. Again, we do this inner child very often, but what about us as the inner child now, or the inner medium? I know I'm in my mother years right now. If we're doing like maiden, mother, crone in terms of that, right? So when I was looking in the mirror and judging, you know, my face and shifted my eyes to see from the crone, like to where I'm at now, there was no judgment. There was nothing but love and appreciation for where I'm at right now, what I look like right now, what I'm trying to do, my challenges, my triumphs, and, you know, the lessons along the way. So that's what we're going to be working with today. A bit of a projection, a shifting consciousness to see yourself down the line, and whatever comfortability that might be for you, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, or, you know, in a very floating above, looking down, ethereal sort of way, if you're comfortable with something like that. So I hope that you enjoy. I think that we can get a lot of self-healing from this. I know I personally do, and it really shifts my perspective like the second I do that. And I think that it's not just superficial. I know I'm speaking very superficially here about judging myself or whatever. In a physical way, but it's beyond that. It's like, where should I be in terms of my success? Where should I be in terms of my career? What kind of mother am I? Am I being good? Am I a good enough mother? Can I be a great mother? You know, am I a good friend? Am I a good partner? Am I where I'm supposed to be? And we really compare ourselves, right? We compare ourselves with where we think we should be. We compare ourselves with other people's journeys and where they are. And, you know, it truly is the thief of joy, right? As they say. So this is not about comparison. This is about really embracing yourself and loving yourself, as you no doubt have looked at childhood pictures of yourself or memories and not judged, right? When maybe at the time, maybe you were a little hard on yourself, or maybe you did feel, you know, stupid about something or whatever, right? Sorry for the language there, but, you know, just trying to be real with you. So we're going to get into our session. It's been a minute since I've been able to use matches. I'm going to try it. I hope I don't burn my finger. These are Oriental Blossom incense matches. Cherry Blossom. We're gonna light this candle. Okay, cool. Not burning. Our intention is to connect and to shift consciousness down the line. If you resonate with the archetype of crone, I think that's really cool. I like it, but you don't have to choose that wording or, you know, connect with it in that way. But sorry for repeating myself. The way you see your childhood, to see yourself now through these other eyes, through these other lenses here. And you can go the other way too, if it feels good to you to shift, 10 years ahead. I'm sorry for being linear here, but we're kind of playing with that's part of the game in this session a bit. But you could shift 10 years ahead to where you are now, like, oh my gosh, look how much my life has changed. Look how much I have grown. I was just talking to Greg, who's my ex-husband, and I'm very close with, good friends. We were talking about a friend that I used to have, and I was like, I think if I ran into that person, they wouldn't even know what to do with me. Like, I feel like I'm such a different person than I was when I was in that friendship, like so much can change in a span of time, like in a moment, but really in years. So if you want to play going a little ahead as well, or as far ahead as you want to appreciate where you are now, that's really the gist of this, really an appreciation for where we are now, but through a lens, through a point of perspective or consciousness that is not of this moment, maybe previous, but I really want to work with to come, what's to come, how I will reflect on myself and love myself here and not judge myself. And I know that when I see pictures, like, I don't really like taking pictures, but if I find pictures or I have lots of videos and I want to reflect on what I was like, or I don't know, any little memory lane thing, I'm certainly not going to be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, you're starting to look your age, like, or oh, you should have been here, you're not there yet. I know that those thoughts will never cross my mind because I never think that way about my past self either, I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry if I'm not using my words really good there. If you have your own intention you'd like to set, please just have a look at the light and set one for yourself. All these different dimensions and realities and points of perspective that we will shift into for the benefit of self-love, acceptance, an encouragement of sorts, an inspiration, knowing you have your back. You have your back for your inner child. Future you has your back for you. You have your back for future you. Blah, blah, blah. Like, how cool. How cool. We have these connections with ourselves, right? I'm gonna start with this really yummy red cedar spray from Distortions, which to me smells like Twizzlers. I'd say these are not like meant to be, they have scents to them, but they're not like scented the way like another spray would be. They're different. So I'm going to spray down your back, and cedar being a very maternal, over your head and below. And I'm just going to do for myself. Okay. Where do I want to start? So I think I'm going to use this. This is for the, I think it's called the Soul Star. It says just sky here and soul purpose here. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to work with the Soul Star chakra. And we're going to use that to kind of like call in that beyond energy, that like point of connection with your higher soul. So I'm just gonna place by your head, your crown. Just around, really gently, just letting that frequency carry through. go side to side, okay? Ear to ear. And just around again. Calling in your higher self. This point of limitlessness. And calling down the higher intelligence as well. Of you. The vastness of your knowledge, the vastness of your unconditional love. And we'll use another later in this session. This is a ceremonial affirmation. It's just a piece of glass. Well, I shouldn't say just. I mean, it's a work of art. And just so you know, it's like really, really, really dull. Like it's thick and sanded. This is by Aurify McClure. Just had a baby. And it's just really beautiful. So we're going to use this to go over the eyes, to wipe away the judgments, the projections, the path of like talking bad about yourself or seeing, oh, is that a new dark spot? Do I need a new cream? Is that this? Is that that? Right? Like, and where am I at? And I should be making more money, and I should be doing this, and my relationship is like, let's wipe away the judgments. Those things can come up for good reason. You know, you might see something in yourself and it might inspire you to lead a more healthier lifestyle, we could say, or it might cause you to create changes in your work ethic or your determination or your habits or the things you do or your relationships. Like, those are good signs. I don't mean to say like, oh, just ignore it. I just mean in that terms of like self-judgment. I want to get rid of that. That's what I really want to work with, because I don't think that criticism, I think it can be very detrimental and very inhibiting, like very sticky. Like, why bother kind of thing, you know? So we're gonna just go by your eyes, okay? And I hope this isn't triggering for you at all. We're just gonna go just clearing. We're working with your left eye, right mind, if I'm not mistaken. The eyes are a little more complicated for me to remember. And now your right eye, left mind, just clearing. Left and right. And again. Just clearing again those quick criticisms for no reason. Is that what you think of other people? Probably not. Why do you think about yourself that way? And if you do think of other people that way, it's probably because you think of yourself that way. Down, and I'm just gonna make these little sounds so you can kind of focus on these paths of being open to release, wipe it away, forming new paths of perception and how we view ourselves, how we judge ourselves. Down, down. Okay. I know it's a little cheesy, but I really like these as tools for these sort of sessions. Video sessions, I guess. So this is some rose quartz and like a little puff. Super cute, so I'm just gonna use it. Just like Zen garden, smoothing out sand. Kind of polishing those pathways of self-hatred, really negative self-talk, blame, judgment, comparison, and we want to create new pathways of appreciation, of love, of seeing yourself through different eyes, your eyes, but different times. And it's really wild how much that changes how we see ourselves. So we're going to focus on connecting with your right mind first, really into the brain itself, into the quantum neural pathways. And the left. And both. And right into the center. That gray area. Gray matter. This really cool piece is called axonite, if I'm remembering correctly. It's super interesting formation. It's really gorgeous brown. I'm sorry that this is blowing out the color so much, but I just want you to see the texture of it. And the, like, I don't know, texture. Has a really powerful quality to it. And similar to the azimite, we want to clear away, carve through, particularly from Soul Star down to, oh my gosh, Earth Star. Go brain. So I want to really carry this channel, this infinite intelligence intelligence, this supreme connection that you have, this supreme perspective of time and space and love and appreciation and story and evolution and change and acceptance and like love, like cradled love and appreciation for yourself and your journey. So we're gonna carve through, clearing away anything blocking, any blockages, verbal, these thoughts, things people have said to you, things you witnessed in others. I know my mother was very critical of herself, very, very critical. It was a paradox of sorts because she was incredibly vain and also like incredibly critical of herself and projected that onto others. And I had to really become aware of that because it just was so natural to criticize myself and to judge and to feel less than when I compared myself to other women or things along the line of that. And it took so long for me to, or not just so long, but so much effort and awareness and, you know, the work to not carry that over, to make sure I don't say things like that in front of my son or to myself in general. So I want to clear away and carve through this line, this channeling through this higher perspective from this eyes, these vision, how you see yourself through, down past your feet. And I'm going to make a kind of multi-directional star shape, rooted down into the core of the earth for your blood, your lineage, your history, your bones, your cells, your body, the physical reality, how you engage with that, how you let it support you, how you choose what is supportive or manipulate in a benevolent way for it to be supportive to you. Okay. And in that place, if we've kind of opened a little star shape, I'm going to put this morganite. So we're going to place this into the Earth Star, your Earth Star chakra. It's not like a terribly gemmy piece of morganite. It almost looks like a really high quality peach aventurine or something. But it's probably more, I would say a low quality morganite, but more of like a tumbled, less gemmy piece. And we're gonna kind of attune this through the soul star, carried through the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root, and placed in to the center of your soul earth star. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And we're gonna kind of move this up because it really is about grounding, and I really want to work with time here in this session, bending it a little, shifting how we see things from now to childhood, from childhood to now, from now to crone years, from crone to now to childhood, and just really connect through this tri-point. Just to work with that, of course, I'm sure it could have many facets and points, different realities, various evolutions within the tri-points, right? So, but just to have a basic container here, and we're gonna pull it up through to really ground in this work. Not just you, but to you back in time, and to you into the future, to you and other realities if you're into that kind of stuff. We're going to use this really beautiful flashy Labradorite, which has a raw side and a polished side. labradorite is very lovely stone, very calm, soothing, tranquil. And my favorite correspondence that it holds is seeing the unseen. So I want to see from the unseen, from the eyes of the future or past, if you're, depending which you choose. But just to see and to hold love as you would for yourself as a child. And can we do ourselves that favor of like being where we are now and seeing ourselves older? If we're lucky enough, right, to become so. And appreciating the gray hair, or the developments in our life, or the projects we've worked on, or the family we've built, the adventures we've had, and just love ourselves entirely without judgment. So I want to place this also in the Earth Star. Sweep it through the consciousness, the higher mind and lower mind, the subconscious mind and the waking mind, and through, and again through crown, root, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, roots, and also placed into the Earth Star. And again brought up this love unseen, this different perspective to look at what looks like just a gray rock. Not that gray rocks aren't great. And to know that hidden in them are flashes, stories, mineral deposits, much more than meets the eye. I think we did a session maybe a year ago on context. I think it was for maybe Libra season last year. I can't remember. But if you're working on this, I feel like there might be something in that session for you too. We're just kind of weaving it up. So you can picture this rolling rock, this like massive, I want to say crusty, but I mean that in the best way, like this like spiky boulder with all these different points, all these different terminations rolling beneath your feet, grounding you to this realm. And in here we have this morganite, this love, and this labradorite, this perspective for our foundation. It's easier to connect with that up here, I think. But so we want to really anchor it in both places here. Last but not least of our crystals, I have this really cool quartz that Andre gave to me, which I think he called a window quartz because of the formation. It's really cool. I don't know, I really love this one. It's like water clear, but it does have these inclusions. So I want to hold this to your third eye here, maybe from the top. And I'm just going to run a light behind it with the intention of activating this window, this gaze that you can shift to. And it's a magic window. It's not just to take you to one view. You can open this door, open this window many times to shift your consciousness, shift your perspective, so you can perhaps more easily connect with loving yourself or forgiving yourself or appreciating the journey, who you are, your efforts, your challenges. terminology of Maiden Mother Crone here a little bit. Really, this is for me the purpose of empowerment, and again, the ability to shift for the bird's eye view, for the sea creature view, for the future view, the past view, to see through mirrors, windows, doorways, gateways, reflections, moonlight, through seasons, through paths. This is by Vala's Enchanted Perfumery, which I highly recommend. Just going to anoint 1, 2, 3. We have past, present, future, and then we can double it. And then we can double that. And I just want to anoint and tap around you and comb through your aura. We're going to do some channeling through. Again, this field is always here for you. You're always kind of channeling, grounding this intelligence, this code, this sacred geometry, this inspiration, inspired movement, action, thought. And we want to call in, direct this ability to, again, really love ourselves, to really let go of the way that we hold ourselves back or hurt ourselves the worst. And when you have this surety in you, it's more than confidence, it's just an unwavering security of self. Because when you really love yourself, I don't say that's all you need. We need a lot of stuff, but that really is the foundation of everything, isn't it? Everything will be okay. I'm going to bring some heat from the Earth Star up through the root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, and crown, and soul star. This is the Earth Star land. Star chakra, it says, but I think it means Earth Star. Alright, so this is about grounding that in, kind of closing. We opened a gate. I don't say closing a gate, but just kind of grounding it down. Going through, around. Over the head. Down through. thank you so very much for allowing me to share a little piece of your path today. And thank you so much for being such a significant, such a big part of mine. I can't tell you how much it means to me in so many areas of my life. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I bow to the divine in you and I into this beautiful connection that we share. So very much love.